Hey everybody, Derek Christensen here. I wanted to talk to you today about what is the largest red flag I see when I'm working with clients as they work with other estate planning attorneys. Before I dive into that, just want to remind you how to reach out to me. You can email me directly, Derek, Derek, at legionlawpllc.com, or you can find me on my website, www.legionlawpllc.com. So, that being said, let's dive right in. This is the juicy topic because at the end of the day, I just ran into it last Friday. And the problem was that, drumroll please, the attorneys put themselves in the estate planning document. It is absolutely insane. It is the biggest red flag on earth. I have a client who, her husband, according to the client, was kind of a control freak. He wanted to have everything to himself. He wanted to control everything. And whenever they worked with an estate planning attorney, the estate planning attorney oversold them so many documents that they didn't even remotely need. Then he didn't do anything to follow up to make sure those documents were effective. And he put himself inside that estate plan. So it was just a disaster and a half. And what ended up happening was that the lady, when the husband passed away, she couldn't find that attorney who had to do specific things to make the estate plan happen. And because the attorney had merged with another firm, got a new phone number, got a new address, everything was different. So she didn't know how to reach out to him. So she hires me to undo the controlling husband stuff and the attorney stuff and create a new estate plan and probate her estate. I mean, it was just a disaster and a half. So I say all this to say an estate planning attorney should absolutely not be in your estate planning documents. And when I say inside your documents, it's fine to say, hey, here's my contact information. Hey, here's the firm that drafted this document or whatever. That's, I don't know, pushing the boundaries a little bit to my opinion, but it's not nearly as bad as assigning yourself a role inside the estate planning documents that says, hey, I'm in charge of the trust, or I'm going to be the trust protector, or I'll be an agent for your power of attorney, or whatever. At the end of the day, if the client doesn't specifically ask you to do that, an attorney should not be inside the estate planning documents. Period. Full stop. No other comment necessary at that point. Because an attorney is supposed to be doing what's in the best interest of the client. And the best interest of the client is that the estate plan can get executed and done like that with loved ones who understand the context of family dynamics, who have each other's contact information. And very, very rarely is an estate planning attorney the appropriate person to fulfill a role that is necessary for a family to take care of an estate. So at the end of the day, yeah, don't do it. It's a huge red flag. If you see an attorney saying that they want to be part of this estate plan, the main reason why attorneys do this is because they want you to be dependent on them after you pass away so that you give them more money. They just are interested in making more money from you. And that's really messed up, in my opinion. Very rarely is it appropriate to have an estate planning attorney in your estate planning documents, and that's really only if you know the attorney really well on like a personal level, individual family, friend, loved one. Like for me, I'm going to serve as my parents' trustee of their trust. It's understandable because I'm an estate planning attorney, right? But at the end of the day, I would never ever serve trustee on anyone else's trust unless they are adamant I do it. And even then, I'd be really wary about that. So if it's a family, loved one, you know their contact information, you have dinner every Sunday night or whatever, that's great, fantastic. Have them in your estate plan. But if you don't, if you're just hiring somebody out of the blue, a third party you've never met, heard from a friend of a friend, don't do it. Never have them in because at the end of the day, they're trying to take more money. That's just simply how it is. So the best option is to go with an estate planning attorney who is going to be working in your best interest, which is defined by you. What is what you want? And a lot of the times it has nothing to do with a stranger being in charge of your estate. So that's it. I'm ranting a little bit at this point, but it bugs the living daylights out of me to see that because, this is why attorneys get bad reputations. This is why I have to go fix other people's problems. And honestly, goodness, I would read this attorney out if I saw him in person. It frustrates me to no end because they are interested in their own pocket. They are not interested in you. And that is a violation of the ethical duties of an attorney. So huge red flag, avoid them. Don't do it because estate planning attorneys, they come in all shapes and sizes. Some are great, like myself, I would argue, and others are terrible, like the one I saw on Friday. So that being said, if you guys have any questions about getting other attorneys outside of your estate plan who have suckered their way in and trying to leech onto your estate, then I'd be more than happy to help. I've already done it a couple times, and I'll be more than willing to do it again. So reach out to me. My email, Derek, Derek, at legionlawpllc.com, or at my website, www.legionlawpllc.com. So thank you so much and have a great day.